All right, Bob. So I just wanted to ask, obviously I wanted to, since you've taken so much criticism over this fight and now that it's made, do you feel vindicated that you can prove to the fans and just to the naysayers that Bob Arum wasn't trying to stop this fight and he is all about this fight and making the sport better?
Well, to some extent, I'm pleased that has now become apparent. But I really just am concerned. I got to live with myself. And I knew that I wanted this fight to happen more than anything. And I worked really hard and around the clock to make it happen. And so I know what you're saying, and what you're saying has some grain of truth that, sure, I'm happy that people realize that I wasn't the obstacle to the fight happening. But I always knew that myself.
Now, there's been some reports that obviously at the very end of the negotiations, when finally Mayweather announced it, that you and Moonves and Al Haymon were together in a Southland home. Is that true?
That meeting took place at the beginning of these negotiations. That's when we knew that we could make a deal because we had no fundamental disagreements on the major points.
That is amazing.
See, that goes back to December, the middle of December.
Now, to me, I find that amazing, if not intriguing, because I feel like if you were able to sit down with Al Haymon and hash out any differences that the public believes you have, because we don't know if you and Al Haymon do like each other. But now that you've sat down, is there a possible future there with more collaborations of Bob Arum fighters and Al Haymon fighters, and even the possibilities of bringing some of your fighters to NBC and putting it back on national television? I know you're an HBO guy, but you're also a promoter with a lot of fans. You can stick certain guys in certain places. Is that a possibility now?
Well, we have. I have never let my personal likes or dislikes interfere with what makes good business sense, makes good matches, for example. As far as putting our fighters on NBC, I wouldn't count on that necessarily because we will be announcing a major network deal within the next couple of weeks, and we have a lot of spots to fill on our shows.
So it's also going to be a nationally televised, like a station like that, like maybe a CBS or a Fox, where fight fans could get the.
That is correct. That is correct. I mean, I don't want to characterize it as a station this, station that, but yes, it will be on free television, major network.
Well, that's amazing, Bob, and that's great for the boxing fan, but it still presents the problem of your fighters not being able to compete with other fighters to give a definitive champion. Like, for instance, right now we have the dilemma of who's going to be number one at 160 because Peter Quillen and 7 other middleweights are on one side of the fence while Gennady Golovkin's on the other side of the, spectrum.
Well, I had nothing to do with Gennady Golovkin. But, if any of these guys are brave enough to challenge Gennady Golovkin, they should go at it. I mean, obviously, Gennady Golovkin is the best middleweight out there.
Okay, well, I was using that as an example, but I'll use your fighter first. Is Terrence Crawford. He's going to be moving up to 140, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to do just as well as he did at 135 at 140. But then when the time comes to see who's the best at 140, does he get a shot at Danny Garcia?
That's up to Danny Garcia. I mean, that's fine. We got no problem with getting these fights done. Terrence Crawford will fight anyone under 40 pounds.
Because you know, he and Garcia have history. They fought twice in the amateurs, and they have a 1 win apiece. But Garcia feels he won both, and Crawford feels he won both.
Well, that's fine. I mean, first we have to see if Danny is going to stay at 140 or not.
True.
Well, we would like to do that fight. Of course we would like to do that fight. Now you say, well, Danny fights on
NBC.
Showtime, and Crawford fights on HBO. Well, that has to be sorted out.
True.
All right, I got Terrence on the line. I got to take him. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Bob.